Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm talking about something a little different for my channel, but that is smartwatches. I've always worn an Apple Watch, and I'm going to kind of walk you through this. There are a lot of reasons why someone that likes to be outdoors a lot, go camping, do overlanding trips, go to expos and stuff, be kind of remote for a long period of time, will get a lot of benefit and a lot of advantages out of a watch like this for a fraction of the price of the Apple Watch. So if you want to learn more about the Cozpet Tank X2 Ultra, stay tuned.
You got it, I got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, guys, so again, today I'm going to be talking about my new Cozpet Tank X2 Ultra watch. This thing is really sweet, and as you can see, it has a great display. It's also equipped with Gorilla Glass, so it's super tough, but we're going to get into all these features. I'm going to show you this thing in detail. I'm going to show you the app and everything. We're just going to kind of walk through it. The main gist of my video is going to be, though, why I switched from an Apple Watch to this. Again, you don't have to be an overlander or a camper to get value out of this video, because I'm just going to be talking about a lot of the features and sort of the things that come with this watch. But if you are a camper, hiker, backpacker, outdoors person, and you're looking for something that's waterproof, that's really well built, really heavy duty, and can go for a really long time on a charge, this is a great option specifically for those types of folks, which is what I am. So that's why I picked it up, and that's why I want to talk to you about it. So this is an AMOLED 1.64 inch screen. It is a smart touchscreen. It's got Gorilla Glass built into it, so it is extremely well built. The body of the watch is metal, which I really like. You can tell it's really well built and it's super sturdy. It's basically just got a couple of buttons on it, which I really like because it's very simple. So there is this power button over here, which this operates similarly to an Apple Watch when you hit the crown button, and then it switches you to all your apps. And then once you get in here, you can see there's just a ton of apps. I mean, this thing has pretty much everything. You can check the weather, you can check your heart rate, you can do all your health stuff, you can track all kinds of outdoor. There's like 170 different outdoor activities that you can track, from swimming to running to biking. So you can track pretty much everything. You can take phone calls on this thing. You can get text notifications on this thing, just like an Apple Watch. So it does a lot of the same things, but at a fraction of the price. Now the other button over here is labeled Sport. And what that is that's just sort of a quick way to access. Again, they're gearing this towards outdoor people and active people. So when you hit Sport, again, it brings up those humongous list of different activities that you could be doing, and then you can just tap on them to pick one. So you could say, hey, I'm going to go golfing or whatever, right? And then you hit the go button there, and it starts, and it tracks your heart rate, and it tracks everything for your workout, which is pretty cool. Now, you also have a ton of different watch faces you can choose from, and you can do that in the app, which makes it super easy. I liked this one. It gives me all of my health stats, my steps that I've walked for the day, how much I've traveled, the date, the time, all that good stuff. And then at the top here, you can see the battery life, which I've not charged this thing for probably 5 or 6 days, and I'm still just now at 50%. That for me is the biggest thing. That is the best part of this watch, is that the battery is crazy. So the battery itself is a 290 milliamp hour battery, which they say will support up to 12 days. Now, I've only run it about 8, 9, 10 days and been in like the 20s, 30s, and I've just charged it because I was going to sleep anyways, and I figured why not just charge it up? But they say that it will run up for 12 days, and I've experienced 9 or 10 with plenty of battery life left, so I'm sure that that's accurate. I've also worn it in the shower, I've worn it swimming and stuff like that. It's rated at an IP69 waterproof rating, which means pretty much you can take it just about anywhere. They do say that the watch has 15 US military certifications, which again, I think speaks to its sturdiness and the build quality of this thing. It can also read up to 6 satellites for positioning and things like that. So if you were to get lost, if you had to send an SOS or something like that, this watch is going to connect to the satellites and it's going to know where you are. It also has a built-in compass and barometric pressure monitor. So again, it can determine all kinds of things. It can read all kinds of data. It's kind of crazy, actually. And like most of these smartwatches, it will keep track of your oxygen levels, your heart rate, that sort of stuff. So it will track all of your health stats, and it will store those, and you can actually access them in the app, which here in a second, I'm going to hop into the app and I'm going to kind of show you what the app looks like. So if you're curious before you buy and you want to kind of see what does the app look like, I'm going to show you exactly what that's like and the functionality in that app and all the data that you can see in there. All right, so let's hop into the app now. I'm going to kind of throw up on my screen here a video of this, and I'm going to kind of run through it with you while I am using the app, just so you can see everything. All right, so as you can see, we're in the app. I work from home, so I've not moved a lot today, so don't judge me for my lack of steps. I've made about 663 steps. My goal per day is 10,000 steps, and it is early afternoon, so I need to get to work. It is pretty neat that it does show that, and then you can also see sleep data, and each of these you can click into. So when you click into the sleep data, you can go back. It's like, let's go back to the previous night that I've got data. So as you can see here, I was in deep sleep for only about an hour and a half, light sleep for about 5.5 hours, REM sleep for about a little over an hour. But I mean, it tracks all this stuff, and it will actually sort of show you an analysis and give you information as far as like, hey, you should work on this, or here are some tips. You can look at trending like week over week or month over month, that kind of thing, and sort of see where are you at. Now, again, I've been wearing this for about a week now, but I've been super excited about it, and I've only charged it once, and I'm still at 50% after days of wearing it. So, but you can see sleep stuff, you can see, click on your health stuff and see like, how much am I walking? When am I moving around the most, right? You can look at trending in that too, like week over week, month over month, that kind of thing. You can look at your heart rate. What is your heart rate at now? What should it be at? What is the range, right? So it kind of shows you all that data on heart rate. You can see blood pressure. You can see blood oxygen level. You can also see things like stress and mood, but I think you have to enter data for that. I haven't really played with it a whole lot. And you can also edit the way that this thing lays out, so you can customize it. There's also weather in the top right corner that you can click, which will, show you the weather on the app. But then you can also hit your power button over here and then just tap on the weather app, and then boom, it's just going to pull that right up. It's going to tell you your temperature. It's going to tell you what to expect from a rain standpoint. And it tells you when it was last updated, which I really like. So the main things that I use my smartwatch for when I'm camping and stuff, obviously, is seeing the time, right? If I get a notification, if I have reception enough to get notifications, it's nice that they pop up on my watch so that I don't have to, let's say that my phone is sitting on a charger somewhere over by a campfire or in my truck. I don't have to go get my phone or keep track of my phone. I'll still get the notifications through Bluetooth, which is really handy when you're around camp and you're looking for a way to just make life easier. So, and then one of the last things I want to show you in the app is the ability to change watch faces, which for me was always kind of a pain in the butt in the Apple Watch. I don't know why they made it so difficult, but it always seemed hard to change those. So I kind of just went with one of the default faces, and I didn't really love any of them. With this though, you can go into device at the bottom of the app here, like I'm showing on the screen, and you can click on watch face gallery. And then they've just got a million different things to choose from. You can make it look like an old school watch. You can holiday theme it. You can do cartoons. You can do hand-drawn stuff. There's businessy looking dials for it. So you can basically make this watch look however you want. And as you can see down there, I went with the simple and modern D9399001, which is what I'm using as my face because it's got all the health information on there, battery power, and then date and time, which is what I really care about. The other cool thing about it though is you can even make your own unique custom watch face. So if you click on this custom watch face option, then you can pick a different background, pick different types of layouts for the thing, and then you can sync it to your watch and you can create whatever kind of face you want. And then once you download a watch face, then it saves it for you so that you can really easily return to the My Faces part of this app, and then you can just click between them and sync it with your watch and change it whenever you want. So if you want to change them frequently, it's really easy to do. Now, there's also all kinds of things within the device that you can turn on and off. So you have a ton of customizability. If you want, text notifications on or off, you can just flip a toggle switch. If you want the sedentary reminder, you can set when you want it to come on. How often do you want it to come on? Every 60 minutes, every 30 minutes? If you're sitting too much and you want to remind yourself to get up, you can totally customize that. App notifications you can turn on by app. So as you can see here, there are just a ton of different options. You can say, yes, give me YouTube. Yes, give me Facebook. No, don't give me those. But I like how simple and easy they make it on this app. But so to kind of wrap up the thoughts here on the Cospet Tank X2 Ultra watch and why I picked it up and why I switched after years and years of Apple Watches, it boils down to just a few things. Heavy dutiness, right? I want something that's rugged that I don't have to worry about with that Gorilla Glass and that metal body. I've smacked this thing on light switches and door frames. I've hit it on my truck a few times getting in and out, and you can't even tell. It looks brand new. I have no scratches or anything on it. It's got a rubber silicone band on it, which is traditional watch style. One of the things I always kind of had a problem with the Apple Watches is their weird bands are kind of hard to get on and off, and they sometimes would slip off. With this thing though, it's just that sort of traditional band with the metal clasp and then the couple of sort of rubber holders to keep the band from flopping around. So it's just like a traditional watch, which I really like. Maybe I'm old, I don't know. But again, with that battery life, man, to go 8, 9, 10 days, the longest overlanding trip I've ever been on was 2 weeks. And for the first couple days of that, we were driving in the car anyways. So I probably could have gone 2-3 days, charged it in the car while I'm driving anyways, and then popped it back on. And I would have had to charge it one time for that whole 2-week trip. Whereas with my Apple Watch, I didn't even take it. I didn't have the convenience of being able to leave my phone somewhere and, be sitting around the campfire and still know if my wife texts me or if my kids try to call me or something like that, assuming I have reception, right? But so just all the convenience is the fact that this thing is basically very similar to an Apple Watch, but again, for a fraction of the price, and has higher spec screen, higher spec Gorilla Glass, better built body, and a really good waterproof rating means that it's just kind of a no-brainer for people that like to be in the outdoors for extended periods of time. So that's why I switched to it. As I mentioned, I'm going to put a link in the description down below to this and probably some of their other watches because they have a bunch of cool ones. So whatever one looks the coolest to you or where it looks the best, most of them have similar functionality. Check those out in the description down below and pick which one you like if you're looking for one of these. Also in the description below this video are links to all my social channels, so again, wherever you want to join the conversation, I'd love to have you. There's also a join button below this video that is kind of a newer thing that I'm trying that's just a passive way to support the channel, get you early access to the videos and some other perks. So if you just kind of want to say, hey, I enjoy the content, keep making it, that's a nice way to be supportive of the channel, but also get you some perks. If you want a more active way to be involved with the channel, there is a link to my Patreon group where we've got a 24/7 Discord. We all kind of chat. We have a once-a-month Zoom call, and we're doing 1, maybe 2 trips a year right now to try and get together in person and hang out and sit around a campfire. Then also below this video is a link to my website where I've got funny overlanding camping themed patches and stickers, things like don't burn your wiener and it's a hot dog, or I hate people so I camp. There's also all things overlanding merch at that link as well, so if you want some of that, check that out. And then last but not least, there is the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. This is a totally free group to join, almost 20,000 members at the time I'm recording this, and it's growing every day. But it's different from the big groups because we don't allow bullying or anything like that, so if you're tired of the big groups just being so negative, this may be a good place to come and hang out. But again, thanks so much for watching. Hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.